The Hamilton-Rosberg rivalry is considered one of the craziest in F1 history. At the height of the rivalry, the pair's relationship became strained and at times led to heated confrontations on and off the track, with the pair being threatened with suspension. The rivalry has been compared to the legendary Prost-Senna rivalry, and justifiably so. Be sure to watch to the end to find out how two childhood friends and karting teammates would go on to be reunited at Mercedes, and how their once close relationship would morph into a bitter rivalry. The karting duo. Hamilton began racing at the Rye House Kart Circuit in 1993 when he was 8 years old, and immediately began winning races and cadet class titles. Rosberg began racing at the age of 6 in 1991. They were teammates for the first time in 2000. They raced for Mercedes-Benz McLaren in Formula A, where Hamilton won the European Championship with Rosberg trailing just behind. They were competitive both on and off the track, according to Robert Kubica, who raced with them before Formula 1. They would even have races to eat pizza, always eating 2 at a time, he said. The two drivers had very different careers before racing in Formula 1. Hamilton was signed to McLaren's Young Driver Support Program in 1998 after approaching McLaren team principal Ron Dennis at an awards ceremony. After winning the British Formula Renault, Formula 3 Euro Series, and GP2 titles, he made his Formula 1 debut in 2007 with McLaren. Rosberg won the German Formula BMW Championship in 2002 and raced a Formula 1 vehicle for the first time in 2004 while testing for Williams. Rosberg was announced as a Williams driver for 2006 after winning the GP2 title in 2005. The reunion. After much speculation, it was announced in September 2012 that Hamilton would be leaving McLaren to join Mercedes for the 2013 season, partnering with Nico Rosberg after signing a 3-year contract with the team. The move was met with shock by experts and the general public, with some viewing it as a gamble to join Mercedes, a team with no previous history of success. Mercedes finished second in the Constructors' Championship to Red Bull with 360 points. Hamilton finished 4th in the drivers' standings with 189 points after a win in Hungary, 4 third places, and 5 pole positions. Despite winning 2 races in Monaco and the United Kingdom, Rosberg finished 6th with 171 points. He finished on the podium 4 times and held 3 pole positions. The first evidence of tension between the two came at the 2013 Malaysian Grand Prix, when Mercedes enforced team orders, directing Rosberg to stay in 4th place behind Hamilton. Hamilton questioned the radio call and later admitted that Rosberg deserved the final podium spot. The incident passed without controversy, as it was overshadowed in the following days by the Multi-21 debacle at Red Bull. The 2014 Monaco Grand Prix. There were rumblings of dissatisfaction after Rosberg was forced to back off Hamilton in Malaysia in 2013, but the 2014 Bahrain Grand Prix proved what the Silver Arrows duo could do when unleashed wheel to wheel. Both drivers began a lap in the latter stages of Q3, with Rosberg taking the lead. Rosberg's initial Q3 attempt had secured him a provisional pole before a strange mistake saw him drive deep into a slip road, causing Hamilton to bail out of a lap that he claimed was already good enough for pole. Hamilton later stated that he was confident his teammate had intentionally parked his car, with Mercedes data supporting his allegations. Hamilton revealed the pair were not friends, and Rosberg went on to win the race the very next day, ending Hamilton's winning run. Hungarian Grand Prix 2014. Rosberg was 14 points ahead of Hamilton in the championship heading into this race. His lead extended after regaining pole position, and Hamilton experienced engine problems in qualifying. After a safety car disrupted the order, Lewis took the lead in the race from a pit lane start. Rosberg caught up to Hamilton, and Mercedes urged him to move over, but Hamilton refused, arguing that he had fought from last place and wasn't willing to slow down to allow his adversary, who began in pole position, to pass him. As a result, Hamilton maintained the 3rd position, leaving Rosberg enraged at his teammates' wrongdoing and the lack of retribution for Hamilton's perceived selfishness. The 2014 Belgian Grand Prix. When Rosberg returned from his summer vacation, the 4 weeks of animosity came back to bite him. The German made a sloppy move around the outside of the Le Combat chicane, bumping with his teammate and sending Hamilton out of the race. Rosberg recovered to finish 2nd, but was booed on the podium, leaving him 29 points ahead of Hamilton, but the momentum shifted in Hamilton's favor as he went on to win 6 of the final 7 races, securing his 2nd title. Tension rises in China. After a disappointing 2014 season, Ferrari was back in contention in race 3 of the 2015 season, with Sebastian Vettel trailing Hamilton by 3 points heading into this Shanghai battle. As he led the Grand Prix, Hamilton now had to worry about both Rosberg and Vettel in his mirrors. Hamilton's tenacious defense prompted some to criticize him for luring Rosberg into Vettel's clutches, to which Hamilton responded, "It's not my job to look after Nico's race." The 2015 US Grand Prix. Hamilton knew he had a chance to win the championship if he won in Austin. The Brit nudged Rosberg wide at turn 1 to grab the lead, with the advantage swinging back and forth throughout the race. Rosberg led in the final stages until a mistake at turn 12 allowed Hamilton to claim his 3rd championship. Rosberg wasn't in the mood to celebrate, claiming Hamilton's move at turn 1 was too aggressive, and infamously tossed a Mercedes cap at Hamilton on the podium. The 2016 season. Rosberg went on a 7-race winning streak after losing the championship in Austin in 2015, including the first 4 races in 2016. He led Hamilton by 43 points heading into the 2016 Spanish Grand Prix. Rosberg passed Hamilton around the outside of turn 1 after a fantastic start by both drivers. However, due to an error made by the German on the foundation lap, his car entered an incorrect engine mode. As a result, he was slower than Hamilton out of turn 3, and Hamilton came alongside Rosberg to pass him for the lead. Rosberg then pulled Hamilton onto the grass, where he lost control, spinning into Rosberg and eliminating both cars from the race. While both drivers blamed each other for the incident, the stewards ruled that Hamilton was justified in his attempt because he was faster than Rosberg coming out of turn 3. Niki Lauda, team chairman, blamed Hamilton, regretting the wasted opportunity to win the race, adding, "Lewis is too aggressive. It is stupid. We could have won this race." Some defended Hamilton, with 1997 F1 world champion Jacques Villeneuve accusing Rosberg of reckless driving. Following the incident, Hamilton stated that it did not harm his relationship with Rosberg. Despite a brake issue, Rosberg appeared to be on track to win the 2016 Austrian Grand Prix. However, in the final laps, Hamilton came in on Rosberg, and a mistake at turn 1 on the last lap gave him a stronger drive on the long run to turn 3. Hamilton took the outside lane, following Rosberg around the bend. Rosberg went straight on as Hamilton turned into the bend, creating a collision and damaging the German's front wing. Hamilton would go on to win the race, while Rosberg would fall to 4th in the closing laps. Toto Wolff, the team's furious manager, termed the events brainless and claimed it could easily have been a double DNF. He admitted that both cars were marginal on brakes and threatened the team with team orders in future races. The stewards held Rosberg responsible for the incident, issuing him 2 penalty points for failing to allow racing room and causing a collision. Rosberg entered the last race of the 2016 season in Abu Dhabi with a 12-point lead over teammate Hamilton in the World Drivers' Championship. In the final laps of the race, Hamilton defied team orders, first from his race engineer, Peter Bonington, and then from the team's technical director, Paddy Lowe, and deliberately slowed to back Rosberg into the chasing pack at the end of the race in an attempt to encourage rivals Vettel and Verstappen to overtake him, which would have allowed him to claim the World Championship. Despite Hamilton's tactics, Rosberg finished 2nd and won his first World Championship by 5 points. Wolff later admitted that Mercedes made a mistake in providing team orders, that he regretted interfering, and that he should have let the drivers compete. Rosberg's retirement. Only 5 days after winning his first World Drivers' Championship, Rosberg announced his surprise retirement from the sport at the FIA prize distribution ceremony in Vienna, claiming that he had reached the pinnacle of his career. He was the first reigning champion to achieve this feat since Alain Prost in 1993. Hamilton stated that he was not surprised by the decision and that, despite their bad relationship, he was disappointed to see his longtime rival depart. Is Hamilton-Rosberg the greatest F1 rivalry in the modern era? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Also, if you're new to this channel, subscribe and click the notification bell to get notified when we upload more content. We will see you in the next one.